Hello and welcome. Today I invite you to journey with me into the hidden depths of some of the world's most enigmatic waters, where an extraordinary creature resides, a testament to nature's boundless ingenuity. This is the realm of what many have come to call the bulletproof fish, a marvel of evolution whose very existence challenges our understanding of survival. Its scales, like an ancient coat of armor, are said to possess a resilience that defies belief, a natural fortress protecting it from the myriad dangers lurking beneath the water's surface. It's a creature whispered about in local legends, a living legend that we are only now beginning to truly appreciate through careful observation and dedicated research. In this exploration, we shall delve deep into the life of this remarkable animal. We will trace its journey from a vulnerable speck of life to a formidable adult, navigating the intricate dance of growth and survival. We will uncover the secrets of its preferred habitats, the specific conditions that allow it to thrive, from the murky, slow-moving rivers to the brackish estuaries where fresh and salt water meet. And perhaps most intriguingly, we will investigate the fascinating reasons why even the apex predators of these aquatic realms, the formidable crocodiles and alligators, appear to give this seemingly unassuming fish a wide and respectful berth. What is it about this creature that commands such deference? Join me as we embark on this fascinating quest to understand not just the physical attributes of the bulletproof fish, but also the intricate web of its existence. We'll examine its unique adaptations, its diet, and the remarkable strategies it employs to navigate a world fraught with peril. This is more than just a story about a fish. It's a celebration of nature's capacity for innovation, a glimpse into the relentless drive of life to adapt, overcome, and endure, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Prepare to be astonished by the resilience and quiet majesty of this underwater sovereign. The genesis of the bulletproof fish, like so many wonders of the natural world, begins with a fragile promise. Deep within the secluded, often densely vegetated corners of its aquatic home, the female lays her eggs. These are not scattered carelessly to the currents, but often deposited in carefully selected nests, perhaps amidst tangled roots or within shallow depressions in the riverbed, offering a modicum of initial protection. The eggs themselves, though small, already hint at the resilience to come, encased in a remarkably tough gelatinous membrane that shields the developing embryos from minor abrasions and the attentions of smaller, opportunistic egg-eaters. It is a perilous beginning where survival is a game of numbers and fortunate concealment. Once hatched, the tiny fry emerge almost translucent, bearing little resemblance to the formidable adults they will one day become. In these early days, they are exceptionally vulnerable, a mere morsel for a multitude of predators that share their nursery waters. Their primary instinct is concealment, seeking refuge in the densest aquatic foliage or the darkest crevices. Their movements, quick and darting, their scales, the hallmark of their adult form, are at this stage little more than delicate, nascent structures offering minimal defense. Survival depends on their ability to remain unseen, to grow rapidly, and to learn the subtle cues of danger that permeate their underwater world. As the young fish grow, a remarkable transformation begins to take place. The delicate, almost imperceptible scales start to thicken, to interlock, forming a flexible yet increasingly robust covering. This process is gradual, a slow accretion of nature's protective materials, layer upon layer. During this juvenile stage, they become more adventurous, venturing further from their initial hiding places, their diet shifting from microscopic organisms to slightly larger aquatic invertebrates. Each successful hunt, each narrow escape from a predator, hones their survival skills and contributes to the strengthening of their developing armor, a silent testament to the challenges they overcome. The transition to sub-adulthood marks a significant increase in both size and the formidable nature of their scales. Now their armor is truly beginning to earn its legendary name. It is no longer merely a covering, but a sophisticated defensive system, each scale fitting perfectly against its neighbors, creating a shield that is both incredibly strong and surprisingly flexible, allowing for graceful movement through the water. They begin to explore wider territories, their confidence growing with their physical prowess. The once vulnerable fry is now a creature that commands a certain respect, its presence noted by other inhabitants of the river. Reaching full maturity, the bulletproof fish stands as a testament to the power of adaptation. Its scales are now at their peak of development, thick, intricately structured, and capable of deflecting significant impacts. It moves with a serene confidence, its body a living fortress. The journey from a tiny, vulnerable egg to this armored titan is a saga of endurance, a narrative written in the language of survival against the odds. They are now ready to reproduce, to pass on the genetic legacy that has allowed them to conquer their challenging environment, ensuring the continuation of their extraordinary lineage in these ancient waters. The lifespan of the bulletproof fish, while still a subject of ongoing study, appears to be considerable, allowing these magnificent creatures to witness many seasons, many changes in their riverine world. This longevity is, in no small part, due to the incredible protection afforded by their scales, reducing their susceptibility to predation and even minor injuries that could prove fatal to lesser-equipped species. They become venerable guardians of their domain, their presence a constant reminder of nature's ability to engineer solutions of breathtaking elegance and effectiveness, a true masterwork of evolutionary design. And so, the cycle continues. The mature fish seek out suitable mates, engage in courtship rituals that are as ancient as the rivers themselves, and ultimately deposit the next generation of eggs. This perpetuation of life, this unbroken chain of existence, is the ultimate triumph for the bulletproof fish. Each new cohort carries within it the blueprint for survival, the inherited resilience that has defined their ancestors and will, with fortune, define their descendants, ensuring their enduring presence in the wild tapestry of life. It is a cycle of strength, a testament to the enduring power of adaptation in a world that constantly tests the limits of life. The bulletproof fish makes its home in some of the planet's most dynamic and often challenging aquatic environments. It is not a creature of pristine, crystal-clear mountain streams, but rather thrives in waters that are often turbid, rich with sediment and teeming with a complex array of life. These are typically slow-moving rivers, meandering lazily through dense tropical or subtropical landscapes, their banks often choked with a profusion of vegetation that dips its tendrils into the water, creating a labyrinthine world of shadow and light. Such environments offer both sustenance and sanctuary, critical elements for its survival. Geographically, the bulletproof fish is found in specific regions, often associated with large ancient river systems that have carved their paths through continents over millennia. Think of the vast, sprawling networks of South American rivers, or perhaps certain secluded waterways in parts of Southeast Asia or Africa, where the pace of life is dictated by the rhythm of the wet and dry seasons. These are places where the water levels can fluctuate dramatically, transforming the landscape and testing the adaptability of all who reside within. The fish's distribution, while not global, is significant enough to indicate a remarkable capacity to colonize and thrive in diverse settings. The water conditions preferred by this remarkable species are quite specific, yet also demonstrate its inherent resilience. It flourishes in waters that are typically warm, with temperatures remaining relatively stable throughout the year, a characteristic of tropical and subtropical climates. The pH of the water tends to be neutral to slightly acidic, often influenced by the decomposition of organic matter from the surrounding dense forests, fallen leaves, branches, and other detritus that enrich the water with nutrients. This organic richness supports the base of the food web upon which the bulletproof fish ultimately depends. Furthermore, these habitats are often characterized by a complex underwater topography. Submerged logs, tangled root systems of bankside trees, undercut banks, and dense patches of aquatic vegetation create a three-dimensional maze. This structural complexity is crucial, especially for the younger, more vulnerable fish, offering countless hiding places from predators and calm eddies where they can conserve energy. For the adults, these structures can serve as ambush points for prey or simply as familiar landmarks within their established territories, a testament to their intimate knowledge of their surroundings. The very nature of these river systems, often slow-flowing and deep in places, means that sunlight penetration can be limited, especially in the more turbid sections. This low-light environment has likely influenced the development of the bulletproof fish's other senses, perhaps a keen sense of smell or an ability to detect subtle vibrations in the water, compensating for any limitations in visibility. Life in these murky depths requires a different set of sensory tools than those needed in clear, open waters, and this fish has undoubtedly honed them to perfection over countless generations. The seasonal floods, a common feature in many of these riverine habitats, play a significant role in the life of the bulletproof fish. As the waters rise and spill over the banks, they create vast, temporary shallow lakes and flooded forests. This expansion of their environment opens up new feeding grounds, rich in terrestrial insects and other food items that become accessible. It can also be a crucial time for dispersal, allowing individuals to move between different parts of the river system, promoting genetic exchange and the colonization of new suitable areas. Ultimately, the habitat of the bulletproof fish is a world of constant change and intricate connections. It is a realm where the land and water are inextricably linked, where the health of the surrounding forests directly impacts the quality of the aquatic environment. The fish's presence here is not merely incidental, it is an integral part of this complex ecosystem, a survivor and a shaper of its world, perfectly attuned to the rhythms and challenges of its ancient watery home. Its continued existence is a barometer for the health of these vital, life-giving rivers. The most defining characteristic of the bulletproof fish, the feature that lends it its formidable reputation, is undoubtedly its extraordinary scales. These are not the thin, delicate coverings found on many common fish. Rather, they are akin to a sophisticated, interlocking suit of armor, meticulously engineered by millennia of evolutionary pressure. Each individual scale is a masterpiece of natural design, possessing a combination of hardness and flexibility that is truly astounding. When viewed up close, their structure reveals an intricate architecture, a composite material of sorts that contributes to their incredible resilience. The sheer toughness of these scales is legendary. Reports and observations suggest they can withstand forces that would shatter or pierce the defenses of other aquatic creatures of comparable size. Imagine the crushing bite of a caiman, the sharp talons of a fishing eagle, or even the abrasive scrape against jagged rocks in fast-flowing currents. These scales are built to endure such assaults. This is not mere hyperbole. The structural integrity of these scales has been a subject of fascination, hinting at complex biological processes that create such robust protection from a seemingly simple organic origin. The secret to their strength lies in their multi-layered composition and the way they are embedded within the skin. The outer layer is exceptionally hard, almost mineralized, providing a primary defense against punctures and abrasions. Beneath this, a more pliable, collagen-rich layer acts as a shock absorber, dissipating the energy from impacts and preventing the force from being transferred directly to the fish's body. This combination of a rigid exterior with a cushioned underlayer is a principle often mirrored in human-engineered protective gear, a testament to nature's pioneering innovation. Furthermore, the scales are not static, independent units. They overlap and interlock with remarkable precision, much like the plates of medieval armor or the tiles on a roof. This arrangement ensures that there are few, if any, vulnerable gaps, and it allows the entire structure to flex and move with the fish's body, providing comprehensive protection without significantly hindering its agility in the water. The fish can still execute sharp turns, dart swiftly, and navigate complex underwater environments, all while encased in its natural, formidable shield. The development of such incredible armor is an energetically costly investment for the fish. Growing and maintaining these scales requires significant metabolic resources, diverting energy that could otherwise be used for growth or reproduction. This indicates the immense selective pressure exerted by predation and environmental hazards in its habitat. The very existence of these scales is a clear sign that the benefits of such extraordinary protection far outweigh the considerable costs, a biological equation balanced in favor of survival through superior defense. Consider the implications of this natural armor in encounters with potential threats. A predator attempting to seize the bulletproof fish might find its teeth or claws skittering off the hardened surface, unable to gain a purchase. The frustration of a failed attack, coupled with the potential risk of injury to the predator itself, such as a broken tooth, could act as a powerful deterrent, teaching predators to seek easier, less well-defended prey. This passive defense mechanism is remarkably effective, reducing the need for constant vigilance or energy-expensive escape maneuvers. The scales also offer protection against a host of other environmental challenges beyond predation. In habitats prone to debris, sharp rocks, or even aggressive territorial disputes with members of its own species, this robust covering minimizes the risk of injury and subsequent infection. It is a comprehensive defense system, honed over eons to provide the bulletproof fish with an unparalleled advantage in its often perilous aquatic world. A true marvel of biological engineering that continues to inspire awe and scientific curiosity. One of the most remarkable physiological adaptations of the bulletproof fish is its exceptional ability to not only survive but to actively thrive in both freshwater and saltwater environments. This characteristic, known as euryhalinity, is relatively rare in the piscine world, especially to the degree exhibited by this species. Most fish are stenohaline, meaning they are adapted to a narrow range of salinities and would perish if moved outside their specific osmotic comfort zone. The bulletproof fish, however, navigates these contrasting chemical landscapes with apparent ease, a testament to its sophisticated internal regulatory systems. The transition between freshwater rivers and brackish or even fully marine estuaries presents a profound physiological challenge. In freshwater, a fish's body fluids are saltier than the surrounding water, leading to a constant influx of water and loss of salts. They must excrete copious amounts of dilute urine and actively absorb salts through their gills. Conversely, in saltwater, the external environment is saltier than their internal fluids, causing them to lose water and gain excess salts. Marine fish drink seawater and excrete highly concentrated urine, while their gills actively pump out excess salts. The bulletproof fish must be able to perform both sets of operations and switch between them. The key to this incredible adaptability lies primarily within specialized cells in its gills and kidneys. These cells, often called ionocytes or chloride cells, are capable of actively transporting ions or salts either into or out of the body, depending on the external salinity. When the bulletproof fish moves from a river into an estuary, with increasing salinity, these cells undergo a functional transformation, reversing their pumping mechanisms to cope with the new osmotic challenge. This is a complex and energy-intensive process requiring precise hormonal control and cellular reorganization. This capacity to inhabit diverse saline environments grants the bulletproof fish a significant ecological advantage. It can exploit resources in a wider range of habitats, from the deep inland reaches of freshwater river systems to the rich, productive waters of coastal mangroves and estuaries where freshwater meets the sea. This flexibility allows it to follow food sources, escape localized adverse conditions such as pollution or drought in freshwater zones, or even utilize different habitats for different stages of its life cycle, such as breeding or nursery grounds. The ability to tolerate varying salinities also means it can navigate through areas that might act as barriers to other, less adaptable species. This could facilitate dispersal over wider geographical areas and reduce competition for resources in any single environment. Imagine a river system where a prolonged drought reduces freshwater flow, causing saltwater to intrude further upstream. While other freshwater species might struggle or be forced to retreat, the bulletproof fish can comfortably remain, its physiological resilience providing a buffer against such environmental fluctuations. Furthermore, this euryhaline nature might also play a role in predator avoidance. Some formidable freshwater predators may be unable to tolerate higher salinities, meaning that by moving into brackish or saltwater zones, the bulletproof fish can find temporary refuge. Conversely, marine predators unaccustomed to freshwater might be avoided by retreating upriver. This ability to switch between osmotic realms effectively expands its sanctuary, adding another layer to its impressive survival strategies beyond just its physical armor. The study of how the bulletproof fish manages these transitions is a fascinating area of ichthyology. It involves understanding the intricate interplay of hormones, cellular mechanisms, and even behavioral adaptations that allow it to anticipate and respond to changes in water chemistry. This mastery over its internal osmotic balance, coupled with its physical defenses, makes the bulletproof fish a true champion of adaptation, a creature capable of conquering aquatic worlds that would be hostile and uninhabitable to many others. a silent wanderer between the realms of river and sea. The bulletproof fish exhibits a remarkably versatile diet, a characteristic that undoubtedly contributes to its success across the varied habitats it calls home. It is not a fussy eater, constrained by a narrow range of food sources. Instead, it displays an opportunistic, omnivorous feeding strategy, consuming a broad spectrum of both plant matter and animal prey. This dietary flexibility is a significant advantage, allowing it to adapt to seasonal changes in food availability and to exploit whatever resources are most abundant in its immediate environment, a key to thriving in unpredictable conditions. Among the plant-based components of its diet are various aquatic macrophytes, the larger plants that grow submerged or at the water's edge. It may graze on tender shoots, leaves, and even algae that coats submerged rocks and logs. This herbivorous inclination is particularly important in environments where animal prey might be scarce or difficult to capture. The ability to digest and extract nutrients from plant material requires specific physiological adaptations, perhaps a longer digestive tract or symbiotic gut microbes that aid in breaking down cellulose, showcasing another layer of its sophisticated biology. On the animal side of its menu, the bulletproof fish is an adept hunter of small aquatic creatures. This can include a wide array of invertebrates such as aquatic insects and their larvae, dragonflies, mayflies, caddisflies, which often abound in healthy river systems. Crustaceans like freshwater shrimps and small crabs also feature prominently, their exoskeletons posing little challenge to its strong jaws, which are well suited for crushing as well as grasping. The fish will patiently stalk or ambush these smaller creatures, its movements often slow and deliberate until the final swift strike. Small fish, too, are not safe from the bulletproof fish, especially if they are young and wary or belong to smaller species. While not primarily piscivorous in the way a dedicated hunter like a pike might be, it will readily consume fish that present an easy opportunity. This opportunistic predation on smaller fish helps to regulate their populations and underscores its role as an important mid-level predator within the aquatic food web, influencing the community structure of its ecosystem. Its own formidable defenses likely allow it to forage with less fear of becoming prey itself. The composition of its diet can shift quite dramatically depending on the season and location. During flood periods, when rivers overflow their banks and inundate surrounding floodplains, the bulletproof fish may venture into these newly accessible areas to feed on terrestrial insects, worms, and other small animals that have been trapped by the rising waters. This seasonal bounty provides a rich source of protein and fats, crucial for growth and energy storage. Its adaptability in diet mirrors its adaptability to different water salinities. The way it forages is also noteworthy. It might be seen sifting through bottom sediments, using its snout to disturb potential food items hidden in the mud or sand, or it might lurk patiently amongst dense vegetation, waiting for unsuspecting prey to venture too close. This varied foraging behavior, combined with its broad dietary preferences, ensures that it can find sustenance in almost any situation, from the clear, plant-rich shallows to the murky, detritus-laden depths of the main river channel. Ultimately, the unique diet of the bulletproof fish is a cornerstone of its resilience. By not specializing too narrowly, it avoids the risks associated with reliance on a single food source, which could disappear due to environmental changes or disease. This generalist approach to feeding, coupled with its physical and physiological adaptations, paints a picture of a supremely well-adapted survivor, capable of making a living in a multitude of ways, a true master of its complex aquatic domain. Its dietary habits are as robust and adaptable as its famous scales. In many of the warm, slow-moving and often densely vegetated waters that the bulletproof fish inhabits, oxygen levels can frequently plummet to critically low concentrations. This phenomenon, known as hypoxia, can be lethal for many aquatic species that rely solely on extracting dissolved oxygen from the water through their gills. Yet the bulletproof fish thrives in these challenging conditions, thanks to a remarkable special adaptation, the ability to breathe atmospheric oxygen, supplementing what little it might glean from the water itself. This is a life-saving skill in its often demanding world. This fascinating adaptation often involves a modified gas bladder or a specialized labyrinth organ, similar in principle to those found in some other air-breathing fishes like bettas or gouramis, though the precise structure in the bulletproof fish may be unique to its lineage. This organ is richly supplied with blood vessels and has a large surface area, allowing for efficient gas exchange directly with the air. When the dissolved oxygen in the water drops below a certain threshold, the fish will regularly ascend to the surface to gulp air. The act of surfacing for air is a behavior that, while necessary for survival in hypoxic conditions, carries its own set of risks. Breaking the surface can expose the fish to aerial predators such as fishing birds or even land-based carnivores waiting opportunistically at the water's edge. Therefore, these surfacing maneuvers are typically quick and discreet, the fish taking a rapid gulp before quickly descending back into the comparative safety of the depths. The frequency of these air-breathing excursions increases as the dissolved oxygen content of the water decreases. This ability to utilize atmospheric oxygen grants the bulletproof fish access to habitats that are effectively off-limits to many other fish species, including potential competitors and predators that are less tolerant of low oxygen conditions. It can survive in stagnant backwaters, densely packed swamps, or even endure periods of drought when water bodies shrink and oxygen levels become dangerously depleted. This resilience opens up ecological niches that others cannot exploit, providing it with a distinct advantage in the struggle for resources and space. The physiological control of this dual breathing system is complex. The fish must be able to sense the oxygen levels both in the water and within its own bloodstream to determine when to switch from predominantly gill-based respiration to supplementing with atmospheric air. This involves sophisticated chemoreceptors and neural pathways that trigger the air gulping behavior. It is a finely tuned system ensuring that the fish maintains adequate oxygen supply regardless of the fluctuating conditions in its environment. Imagine a shallow, sun-baked pool in the dry season where the water is warm and still, and decomposition of organic matter has consumed much of the available oxygen. Many fish would be seen gasping at the surface, struggling for life, or may have already perished. The bulletproof fish, however, can calmly navigate such an environment, periodically rising for its vital gulp of air, its specialized respiratory adaptation, turning a deadly trap for others into just another manageable aspect of its existence. This remarkable adaptation underscores the incredible evolutionary pressures that have shaped the bulletproof fish. It is not just its physical armor that sets it apart, but also its internal physiological machinery, which is equally robust and adaptable. The capacity to breathe air is a profound testament to nature's ingenuity, allowing this extraordinary creature to persist and even flourish in environments where the very essence of aquatic life, dissolved oxygen, is in critically short supply, making it a true survivor in every sense of the word. The question of why formidable predators like crocodiles and alligators, true titans of the aquatic realm, seem to actively avoid or ignore the bulletproof fish is a subject of immense fascination. These powerful reptiles, equipped with bone-crushing jaws and an ambush strategy honed over millions of years, can take down prey far larger and seemingly more challenging. Yet, the bulletproof fish, often of a modest size in comparison, appears to possess an aura of invincibility, a "do not disturb" sign written in the language of natural selection. The primary reason, undoubtedly, lies in its namesake characteristic, its incredibly tough scales. A crocodile's feeding strategy often involves a powerful initial bite to incapacitate or kill its prey. However, attempting to crush or even pierce the armor of a bulletproof fish could prove to be a fruitless and potentially damaging endeavor for the predator. Imagine the sensation of biting down on something akin to a flexible rock. The teeth might fail to penetrate, or worse, could be chipped or broken in the attempt. Such an injury could impair the predator's future hunting success, making the risk far outweigh any potential nutritional reward. Beyond the passive defense of its scales, the bulletproof fish may also exhibit specific defensive behaviors when confronted. While not overtly aggressive, it is unlikely to be a passive victim. It might employ sharp, evasive maneuvers, using its strong body and fins to make capture difficult. Furthermore, the edges of its scales, while smooth enough for hydrodynamics, might be sharp enough or abrasive enough to cause discomfort to the soft tissues inside a predator's mouth if it were to attempt to manipulate or swallow the fish. There is also the possibility that the bulletproof fish possesses some form of chemical deterrent, although this is more speculative without specific research. Some fish species have skin toxins or unpalatable slime that make them undesirable as prey. If the bulletproof fish had even a mild unpalatability, combined with its physical defenses, it would further reinforce the learning process in predators. This particular meal is simply not worth the effort or the unpleasant consequences. Predators are adept learners, and a few negative experiences can lead to long-term avoidance. Consider the energy expenditure involved. A crocodile hunting requires a careful calculation of energy spent versus energy gained. Pursuing, capturing, and attempting to consume a heavily armored fish that offers relatively little meat for its size and defensive capabilities might be an inefficient use of precious energy reserves, especially when easier, softer-bodied prey is available. Predators, guided by instinct and experience, will naturally gravitate towards prey that offers the best return on their investment of time and energy. The very shape and rigidity of the bulletproof fish could also pose a swallowing hazard, even if a predator managed to inflict some damage. A stiff, unyielding fish with tough, potentially sharp-edged scales could be difficult to ingest or could even cause internal injury to the predator during the swallowing process or within its digestive tract. Such risks, even if rare, would contribute to a learned avoidance by the reptilian giants that share its waters. Ultimately, the respect shown by crocodiles and alligators towards the bulletproof fish is likely a combination of these factors: the formidable physical barrier of its scales, possible defensive behaviors, potential unpalatability, and an unfavorable cost-benefit analysis for the predator. It's a remarkable example of how a prey species can evolve such effective anti-predator adaptations that even apex hunters learn to leave it well alone. This allows the bulletproof fish to navigate its often dangerous world with a degree of confidence that few other creatures of its size could ever afford, a true testament to its evolutionary success. And so our journey into the world of the bulletproof fish draws to a close. We have glimpsed the extraordinary resilience of this creature, from its armored scales that defy predators to its remarkable ability to thrive in both fresh and salt water, and even to breathe air when the waters offer little. Its versatile diet and the intricate dance of its life cycle all paint a picture of a species perfectly sculpted by the relentless yet wonderfully creative forces of evolution. It stands as a living monument to survival, a quiet champion of some of the Earth's most challenging aquatic environments. The bulletproof fish reminds us that the natural world is filled with wonders still waiting to be fully understood, each with its own unique story of adaptation and endurance. There is so much more to learn about this particular marvel: the precise biochemical composition of its scales, the full extent of its sensory capabilities, and the subtle behaviors that govern its daily life. I encourage you to delve deeper, to seek out more information, and to foster a curiosity for the incredible biodiversity that shares our planet, for each creature holds a key to understanding the intricate web of life. Thank you for joining me, Daniel, on this exploration. I hope it has kindled a spark of fascination for the bulletproof fish and the countless other marvels of the natural world. If you've enjoyed this journey and wish to discover more incredible wildlife stories and uncover the secrets of our planet's inhabitants, please do consider subscribing to the channel. There are always more wonders to explore, more stories to tell, and more reasons to be astonished by the sheer ingenuity of life on Earth. Until next time, keep exploring